requesting it. Before they didn't spend anything. In a few moments, we're going to make official the greatest victory yet when I sign the big beautiful bill. Before I start, I want to tell you that I have never seen people so happy in our country because of that. Because so many different groups of people are being taken care of. The military, civilians of all types, jobs of all types. We're adding things like the biggest tax cut in the history of our country. A child tax credit. So many things are being added that we wouldn't even have time to discuss them. When we were doing it, John Thune and Mike Johnson right there, what a job they have done. What a job. But you know, it was supposed to be in 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 bills. I was in one of the fake news shows and I said, let's do it in one beautiful big, we want one big beautiful bill. I said that to this newscaster. I think a lot of the congressmen and senators were watching. They said let's name the bill that, Big Beautiful Bill. That's what we did. What we've done is put everything into one bill. It's never happened before. It's the biggest bill of its type in history. We've never had anything like that before. Nothing like that they thought would be possible to get past. Actually, I liked it because we had so much in there that no matter whour, there was something in that bill that would make your congressman or your senator or your congresswoman much more importantly raise their hand and support, right? Lisa. So it was something. It was really something special. So the American people gave us a historic mandate in November. We want everything. We won 7 swing states. Won every one. That rarely happens. We won the popular vote, won the districts, 2,750 to 505. That's why when you look at a map, it's all red. A little blue on each end. It's all red. By the way, red means Republican just in case. But we made promises and it's really promises made, promises kept. We've kept them. This is the triumph of democracy on the birthday of democracy. I have to say that the people are happy. They're happy. I listened to a broadcast. I read a couple of articles. They have the Democrats, they should have voted for it. They didn't vote for tax cuts, department vote for taking care of people. Not one vote. We knew that. Because their hatred of the country or me or both is so great. They didn't vote at all. It's terrible. But I just have to say that they have a routine. It's terrible, they say. Terrible. You saw that guy standing up for hours yesterday. He didn't flow what he was doing there. He had a towel, wiping his face. It's not too elegant. I said what is he doing for so long? He couldn't criticize the bill. He was criticizing everyone else and everything else. So they developed, this is according to the news media. They have developed a standard line of we can't let him get away with it. Oh, it's dangerous. Everybody is going to die. Actually, it's the opposite. Everybody will live. If you want to see anything negative put out by Democrats, it's all a con job. They compared it to just like the con job of Russia and all of the other things they did. The 51 intelligence agents said. It didn't come from Russia. It was all proven out to be a fake job. That's what they're doing with this. So we just have to look forward, fellows. Look forward. Say what it is. Because it's the most popular bill ever signed in the history of our country whether you're military or anybody else. This is the most popular bill ever signed. And it includes the largest tax cut in American history, the largest spending cut. 1.7 trillion. Yet you won't even notice it. Just waste, fraud and abuse. In American history. So you have the biggest tax cut, the biggest spending cut, the largest border security investment in American history. We'll have strong borders. The only thing is, we want to have great elections, too. Need strong voters. My people have promised me that we're going to go into elections and make sure they're not rigged. We're going to make sure the elections will be fair. You need 2 things. You need strong borders and you need fair elections. We're going to make sure on the elections also. The Orange, armed forces are the most vital. With rebuilt our military in the first term and now we're going to modernize and remodernize our military including building a great golden dome all over our land. So if they get nasty with us, it's going to be knocked down. It's going to make any of the golden domes, they call them the iron domes. Ours is called the golden domes. We did the iron domes. We do everything if you want to know the truth. This blows it away. We'll keep you safe. I want to thank every member of the House and Senate to get this bill onto my desk, and many of them are here. I'm not going to mention their names. We'll be standing here. I have to mention a few. Especially I want to thank Vice President J.D. Vance. He has been fantastic. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, WHO has been incredible. We have somebody that is, it was a passion. I think he actually loved it. It wasn't easy, but he loved it. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. He's right here. Speaker, thank you very much. Cheers and applause, what a job. He worked so closely with the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune. WHO is a fantastic guy. Those two were a team that is not going to be beat. You look at them and look at their counterparts on the other side, it's not even close. Thanks for doing an incredible job. Thank you. House Majority Leader, Steve Scalise. A brave man. Steve. He suffered a tragedy a number of years ago. I was at his hospital bedside that night with Melania, with our First Lady. He had no chance. The doctors said he had little chance. You look better today than you did then. You didn't look particularly good that night, I will say. But I learned one thing. His beautiful wife loved him. She was a disaster. I said, Steve, I can tell you one thing. I was with your family and with your wife. Your wife was devastated. She loves you. I've seen a lot of wives that they're not so concerned in those situations. That's the kind of wife you don't want. But you have a great beautiful wife. WHO was really there. You really have done. You're a very brave guy, and Mike and John and everybody that is standing with you knows it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. House Majority Whip. This is a guy that is great. I call him up and he gets it done. I don't know why he's not the governor of Minnesota. He comes from Minnesota. He's like, no, I don't want to run for governor. Come to think of it, it's a good idea. You'd win so easily. The guy is terrible. You just have to take a look at that handsome face of yours. Tom Emmer, everybody. He did a great job. I think you should consider that, Tom. We don't want to lose him, do we? Stay where you are. Stay where you are. What a job you did. Senate Majority Whip, John Barrasso. And John knows the tax stuff. Him and Jason. Senate Budget Committee Chairman, Lindsey Graham. What a good man he is. I see a poll. He's 24 points up. That's not bad, Lindsey. 24 points up in the great state of South Carolina. House Ways and Means Chairman, Jason Smith. What a job. Thank you, Jason. These people are great. These are great patriots. I have to call them out. House Budget Committee Chairman, Jody Arrington. Jody, thanks very much. Jody has been good right from the beginning. And so many others. They're all here. And they fully understand. Probably never speak to me again, but that's okay. I want to thank everybody. A lot of senators here, a lot of congressmen and women. Lisa, thanks very much. I have to thank you. Thank you very much. You've been fantastic. So this bill will fuel massive economic growth and lift up the hard-working citizens that make this country run. The factory workers, farmers, mechanics, waitresses, police officers, firefighters, coal miners. Coal is back. I said you can't use the word coal unless you say clean, beautiful coal. They were putting up wind. Doesn't work. I'll tell you. Aside from ruining our fields and our valleys, killing all the birds, being very weak and very expensive, all made in China. I noticed something. With all of the windmills that China sends US where we waste our money, they make about 95% of the wind turbines. I have never seen a wind farm in China. Why is that? All the coal miners we love and truck drivers. We officially made the Trump tax cuts permanent. That's the largest tax cut in the history of our country. Added to substantial other cuts, you're going to see a rocket ship. Setting all sorts of economic records right now. That is before this kicks in. After this kicks in, our country is going to be a rocket ship economically. We've delivered no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. That's why when you hear things like that, it's the biggest bill of its kind ever done by far. But we are going to have a situation, we're going to have something where people are going to realize the level of success and popularity of this bill. Sort of to close it out, it makes the child tax credit permanent for 40 million American families. To increase the car affordability, it makes interest on a new car payment. So this had never happened before. You buy a car, you borrow money. You're allowed to deduct for income tax purposes your payment of interest. It's never happened before. Run out and buy a car. I have to tell you, it's only good, Mike, if it's made in America. If it's made in another country, you don't get it. To protect 2 million family farms and other small businesses, we're eliminating the estate tax or the death tax. So if you want to leave your farm or your small business, but farms have been devastated, to your children, if you don't love your children, it doesn't matter. Don't listen. But yes, you love your child. This one loves, Baron. I don't know if we're a small business. I think we're not. I'm not sure that we qualify. I'm sorry, darling. But you know, it was devastated farmers. They had to borrow money. By the way, is that Pam Bondi? Raise your hand. Thank you, Pam, for being here. Attorney General. She's done an incredible job. So there won't be any, think of this. There won't be any death tax. You're not going to have to go borrow money. Your parents pass away and the farm goes into the bank's hands. It won't happen. With 100% expensing for new investments, we're cutting taxes for every manufacturer that expands. We have expansion at the highest level that we've ever had. We have hundreds of factories including car plants and AI. It's coming into our country at levels that we have never seen. To conclude, not only will we have the strongest economy on Earth, we'll have the strongest borders on Earth. Last month, did you see the number? 0 people crossed our border. 0 illegal people. That's after Joe Biden let 21 million people, many of them people from gangs and prisons and drug lords and people that were mentally unbalanced. They let them in our country. We're getting them out in record numbers. America's founding 1 year from now, we're creating an economy that delivers wealth for the middle class, a border that is secure and a military unmatched, unequal anywhere in the world. What a beautiful sight that was, especially watching what they did a short while ago. The golden age of America is upon us. It's going to be a period of time the likes of which I don't think this country has ever experienced before. We're going to make America great again, and it's happening very fast. We love you. We thank you for being here. Enjoy the fireworks tonight. First Lady, I want to thank you. You have been unbelievable. You think it's easy being First Lady. It's not. Thank you all very much. Happy 4th of July. God bless you all. Thank you very much, everybody. Greater than Jillian. All right. That's President Trump wrapping up remarks from the South Lawn of the White House. Wrapping up remarks. He's about to head downstairs to the South Lawn where he's going to sign his big beautiful bill into law in front of military families he has gathered there with him. Military families turns out from Whiteman Air Force Base, home to the B-2 bombers that dropped bunker busters over Iranian territory. Let's bring in Jennifer Griffin. Jennifer, tell us about the impressive flyovers. Greater than it's touching to have heard the president pay tribute to, he said, 100 families and service members from Whiteman Air Force Base. That's home to the 7 of the B-2 bombers flew over Iran and dropped the 14 massive ordnance on the nuclear sites and the submarines fired. To see him call out those airmen, some of the B-2 bombers that flew round trip, 37 hours without stopping. Air refueled along the way by 50 different air refueling teams. Some mechanics from that flight were at the White House right now and will be watching the fireworks. Fireworks of a different sort than what they saw 2 weeks ago. Jillian. Greater than Jillian. We're looking live, Jennifer, at a shot of the president. WHO is about to sign the big beautiful bill into law. He's surrounded by White House officials, by cabinet secretaries, by key members of both chambers of Congress that helped move the bill through its many drafts and get it signed, passed through both chambers. Historic moment as he's been touting all afternoon long. This is going to go down in history as the landmark legislation. His version of Biden's infrastructure bill. Mark Meredith is standing, but I think still on the South Lawn. Greater than Jillian, I am. We're here on the South Lawn. The president is surrounded by the congressional delegations that pushed his leaf tax policy package over the finish line. The president himself wanted this to happen today on the 4th of July. A deadline that seemed impossible a few days ago. As the president talked about, he believes this package will be beneficial when it comes to the tax cuts that will last for a long period of time. No taxes for a few years on Social Security benefits and overtime, tips. That was a campaign promise the president made. The Democrats tried to catch back up on it during the cycle because it's proved to be so popular. We'll see what the